So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
When the Indiana Fever played the defending champs, it should have been a WNBA highlight reel, but instead it became a referee show, and Caitlin Clark was hacked. It was the team's biggest game to date, with a sold-out crowd and playoff vibes. The referees pretended to be trying to give New York the victory after Lexi Hall was hit with a phantom foul, and the fans weren't just perplexed, they were incensed. Coach Stephanie White even declared she had had enough, and Caitlin didn't hold back either. This wasn't just one bad night. There was a pattern, a problem, and it was harming the league as a whole. Now, in a shocking move, it has gone even further. The WNBA recently suspended Commissioner Kathy Angelbert after internal reports claimed she ignored mounting pressure from players, coaches, and fans and failed to address growing officiating complaints. This is the first time this has happened in league history, and to be honest, no one is surprised anymore. However, it gets even stranger. There are rumors that some owners and league executives had been quietly pushing for her removal for weeks, especially after high-profile stars like Caitlin Clark and their coaches began publicly expressing their frustration. Some claim this wasn't just about bad referees. It was about protecting the league's image, and Kathy became the scapegoat. Stay tuned, as we're dissecting every missed call, every moment of madness, and why the WNBA needs to fix this before losing the fans they just gained.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's not sugarcoat it. People are calling this league rigged, and they're not being subtle about it either. From the moment the Indiana Fever stepped on the court, something felt off. This wasn't just your typical home game. It felt like a playoff battle. The crowd in Indianapolis was rocking. The stars were out, the energy unmatched. But while the Fever came to fight, it felt like the refs came to sabotage. Caitlin Clark got hacked left and right with no whistles. Lexi Hall performed flawless defense and got hit with a foul that didn't exist.
The fact that this referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange, because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss some.
Meanwhile, the Liberty. They were living at the free throw line, and this is becoming a pattern, not an exception. So let me ask you, if you were watching this live, did it feel fair to you? This didn't start last night. From the moment Caitlin Clark entered the league, the physicality ramped up. Players were bumping her, holding her, even blindsiding her off the ball, and the refs silent. Remember Kennedy Carter's off-ball hit? That wasn't just dirty, it was dangerous, and the refs called it a common foul, not a flagrant, not even a technical, just another play. And it's not just Clark, the entire Fever team has been on the wrong end of whistle after whistle.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on CBS.
On the numbers, here you go. The Fever are currently minus 31 in free throw differential this season. That's not a typo, that's a crisis. Now back to the Liberty game. This matchup had everything. Caitlin Clark threading passes to Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hall bringing defensive intensity, highlight plays, big momentum swings. It had all the ingredients of an instant classic, but what did we get instead? Ref drama. The Liberty got 32 free throw attempts, the Fever just 15. That's more than double in a close game. That's not just a stat, it's a swing that determines the outcome. And it wasn't just about quantity, it was the quality of the calls. Soft touch fouls for New York, no calls for body checks against the Fever. Two different rule books. Caitlin Clark was getting forced off her spot, and on the final possession, straight up pummeling for separate fouls, and not a single whistle. Can you imagine that happening to LeBron or Steph in a crunch time playoff game?
Disappointing, that it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter, because it was a tight ball game.
That brings us to Coach Stephanie White after the game. She didn't hold back. She came out swinging in the post-game press conference, a minus 31 free throw discrepancy, and we're attacking the rim. The disrespect has been unbelievable. That's not frustration, that's fury. and it's been building for weeks. Stephanie White's message wasn't just for the refs, it was for her players. She let them know she's got their back, that she sees what's happening, that she's not going to let it slide. And honestly, that kind of leadership matters, especially for a young team still trying to find their identity. Now, let's talk about Caitlin. She didn't go scorched earth on the refs, but her body language said it all. You could see the disbelief in her eyes, the aggravation in her voice, the tiredness in her tone. And Aaliyah Boston, she went with the usual no comment. But when you've been watching the game, that quiet speaks volumes. Now here's where things get very wild. The WNBA has reportedly suspended Commissioner Kathy Angel Burt. Yeah, you heard that right, the top boss gone. Why? Because according to internal reports, she ignored months of complaints about the officiating. Players were frustrated, coaches were furious, and fans completely fed up. But that's not all. Rumors are swirling that certain owners have been lobbying behind the scenes to push her out. And when stars like Caitlin Clark started speaking publicly, it was game over. Some say Kathy was made the scapegoat, others believe it was long overdue. Either way, it's the most dramatic shakeup the WNBA has seen in years. Here's the deal, this league is at a crossroads. The WNBA is finally on the map. Attendance is booming, TV ratings are climbing. Caitlin Clark alone has brought millions of new eyes to the game. But guess what those fans are seeing? Blown calls, lopsided officiating, refs who look like they're not even trying to hide the bias. And fans aren't dumb, they know basketball, they know what a foul looks like. And they're not going to stick around if the product feels rigged.
Just another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA had a golden opportunity to convert casuals into diehards, but with every missed call, they're pushing people away. So I'll ask you, would you keep watching a league that refuses to protect its stars? It's time for the league to get serious. This isn't just about fixing the officiating, it's about protecting the integrity of the game, about making sure that every player, no matter how big their name, gets a fair shake. Because here's the truth, if the league loses Caitlin Clark's fan base, it won't get another chance like this. The Fever have done their part. Their players are battling, their coach is speaking up, the fans are showing out. Now it's the league's turn to respond. So what really happened with Kathy Angel Burt? At first glance, the league said she made the bold call to suspend the refs after reviewing footage from that chaotic Liberty versus Fever game. The official line, it was about accountability, about maintaining the integrity of the league. That's what they said publicly. But when you peel back the layers, the truth gets a whole lot messier and way more interesting. According to multiple league insiders, that same night, Angel Burt was privately asked to resign by top WNBA executives. And here's the kicker, this wasn't just about one bad night or a few missed whistles. The pressure had been building for months. Why? The biggest reason swirling around accusations of bias, specifically favoritism toward the New York Liberty. And this isn't just fan conspiracy talk, this is coming from within the league itself. Let's rewind to last year's WNBA Finals. The Liberty won a tightly contested series over the Minnesota Lynx. But what people still talk about isn't just the game, it's what happened afterward. Kathy Angel Burt stepped out onto the court wearing a dress in Liberty team colors. Fans watching at home were like, wait, what? That image of her smiling while handing over the trophy in blue and black, it went viral. People said it looked like she was part of the team. And when controversial late-game calls helped the Liberty secure the win, that image aged terribly. Was it a simple fashion choice? Maybe. But for fans who already felt the league had a soft spot for New York's super team, it looked like confirmation. That trophy ceremony moment planted seeds of doubt. And since then, every questionable call that's gone in the Liberty's favor has only watered that doubt. This latest game against Indiana, it was the last straw. The missed calls, the no calls, the completely lopsided free throw numbers, it all felt too familiar, too blatant. And when the league suspended the refs, but not before fans exploded on social media, it was clear they were scrambling to save face. Sources say WNBA team owners and executives had already been privately voicing concerns, and with Caitlin Clark now in the mix, bringing in millions of new eyes to the league, the stakes were simply too high. They needed to send a message. So Angel Burt became that message. The scapegoat, the cautionary tale. What started as a decision to suspend referees ended in the commissioner herself being forced out, all because the league finally realized it's not just about basketball anymore, it's about optics, trust, fairness. And in 2025, with the entire sports world watching, the WNBA couldn't afford another scandal under her watch. Let's be real, would this shakeup have happened if Caitlin Clark wasn't in the league? Probably not. Caitlin's not just changing the game, she's Changing how the league operates, her presence has brought millions of new fans, TV deals, crowded venues, and sky-high expectations. That also means that every missed call is a trending topic, and that Liberty Fever game wasn't just a bad night. It was a national moment of embarrassment. So, what did the league do? They hit the panic button, suspended the referees, silenced the critics, and perhaps even reluctantly told their commissioner to resign, because if Caitlin Clark's fans feel that this league isn't safe or fair, they'll leave. And with them goes the greatest surge of momentum the WNBA has ever seen. Now, the question is, did the WNBA make the right decision? Or did they just highlight how broken it is? If you've read this far, please leave a comment, because that's exactly what you are. Thank you for watching, and believe me, this isn't the end of the story. I hope to see you in the next one. Let me know if you believe the WNBA needs a complete officiating overhaul, or if this is just early season growing pains.